everyone. Hi, I'm Lynn Elson, and as she said, I teach theater and film over at Churchill. But by night, I teach yoga, and I am a superhero. That's me, by the way. I wish that I could give you a pill to make your year happy and healthy the whole year long, but I can't. Or maybe I can. So I want to try something with you. Come a little bit away from the back of your chairs. And then just take a deep breath. Breathe in, and then exhale. Come on, I want to see it. Inhale it in, and exhale. That was good. Actually, what's interesting, I see you inhaling. Do you feel like you're growing a little taller, right? And maybe you're using your shoulders a little bit. Well, if you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Sorry to tell you, about 9 out of 10 people do breathe wrong throughout their day. It's crazy, right? We should know how to breathe. But it's funny, because babies know how to breathe. We all grow or come out knowing how to breathe. And we breathe with our bellies, not our shoulders. Well, they're not very stressed out. So I guess all the stress that we have throughout our day and the hunching over our computers and all that stuff causes us to breathe incorrectly. So we should breathe like a baby. Actually, put your hands underneath your belly button for a second. And then just breathe in. Inhale. Fill up that lower belly and exhale. If you're doing that, you should feel your hands going away and then coming back, right? That's a full belly breath. We should be breathing like that. And if we're not, we're actually stressing out the vagus nerve. And that vagus nerve is connected to our whole entire nervous system. It causes this fight or flight feeling in us. And by just breathing wrong, we're stressing ourselves out, right? If you want to learn a little bit more about breathing, there's a really great TED Talk by Dr. Melissa Granish, and she also has a great book called Breathe. Hey, John. Thanks. So stress is really not a bad thing, right? It's a motivator. But it's the way that we do stress on top of stress on top of stress, and we don't let it go, that causes all the problems. It causes the muscle ache and the headaches and having to go to the chiropractor and issues with our nervous system. And so all these things, if we can just learn to be a little bit more mindful of our breath, take a few moments for ourselves, right? Because we have tons of moments during the day for ourselves. I don't even get time to go to the bathroom. Anybody else? I know. So, how do we steal some time for ourselves? Well, we could do it right before our kids come in the class. Just take a breath. Before we get to school, sit in the car for just an extra second. Put down the phone or turn off the TV or the computer, right? Or we can steal some time right now. So let's do it. I invite you, instead of sitting away from the chair, this time relax. Go relax in your chair. I invite you to close your eyes. We're going to do a little relaxation. Tension and release, it's called. So I invite you to inhale and tighten all the muscles in your feet. And then relax them and shake them out. Just notice where your mind is now. If you notice any tension in the body. Inhale and tighten your legs really, really tight. Maybe lift them off the ground just a little. And then drop them down and shake them out. And then maybe your right arm, make a fist, make a muscle, tight, 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 tight. And then drop it down and shake it out. Wiggle your fingers a little. Other arm, make a muscle, make a fist. And then when you drop it, shake it out, wiggle your fingers, spread them out wide. And lastly, inhale your shoulders and scrunch up your face, tight, right, tight. Scrunch it up like you just ate something sour. And then drop it. Drop your shoulders, relax your face. Maybe open and close the mouth a few times. And then if your eyes aren't closed, close your eyes for a second and just notice. Any sensations? Where is your mind now? So it's interesting. I invite you to open your eyes back up. In 2011, the US had a study into school mindfulness programs and found an 11% improvement in achievement, 25% improvement in social and emotional skills, and a 10% decrease in classroom misbehavior. This is good stuff. So if we tried a little bit with our own little practice during the day, maybe we can even practice it with our students. So before I was here at Churchill for 15 years, I was teaching artists, and I went out to all these different schools in New York and New Jersey. And this one school was really stressed out. It was in Newark, and this little kid, Benny, he was born without an arm and without a leg, and he had prosthetic arm and prosthetic leg. And he would get so angry, the teacher said, that he would take it off and hit other children with it. I know. So Beck was one of my, I just cared about this kid. He was so angry. I went into the class that day, and it was a really stressful day. The whole school was really stressed out, actually, all the time. And I walked in and I realized I can't teach them theater today. I need to do a little relaxation. I closed the lights. I did a relaxation that I did with you. And then I did a little extra. I did a visualization. And we went to a magical place. I had them imagining going into a magical kingdom where they could do anything they want. The laws of gravity don't apply. And Technicolor, it was like a movie. So afterwards, I asked them to draw. Where'd you go? So I'm looking at Benny's picture, and he has a beautiful horse with wings. And then he has himself on the horse. And on the floor next to the horse is a beautiful princess. And I go, Benny, what is this? This is great. He goes, oh, miss, I have never felt so free before. I never liked being in my body, but this is the one moment that I felt I was totally free from it. And I felt so good, I wanted to save all the damsels in distress and share my freedom. I was like, oh, that's great. I'm so happy. So, if this can work for Benny, it can work for tons of other students as well. After school-wide yoga and mindfulness practices, Edmonds Elementary in an inner city in Iowa went from having the lowest test scores to an 18.7% increase. Not bad for just 1 year of mindfulness practices. Office referrals decreased from 1,000 to 250 to 300 per year, and improved overall school climate. So this stuff really does work. Mindfulness meditation produces greater blood flow and thickening of the cerebral cortex in areas associated with attention and emotional integration. It changes the brain. It actually shows increased gray matter in the hippocampus. Not only does it help with learning and memory, but also self-awareness, compassion, and introspection. So, how do we do this more with our students or just for ourselves? Sometimes we can find those little moments, right? But sometimes we don't need to relax because we're already there. Sleepy, maybe you walk and you see everyone just like falling asleep on you. So, you might want to invite them to do this. And I invite you to stand up and spread out a little bit, just so that if you do this, you don't hit the person next to you. So you might have to turn a little bit, sideways a little. And we're going to do a breathing exercise called the ha breath. All right? And it's a little silly. So if you laugh, that's good. Laughter is good medicine. Ready? So you can spread out if you want. And go like this. Inhale up. Inhale out. Inhale up. And then ha. Inhale. 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 Ha. Like we're conducting. Inhale. 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 Ha. Go. Faster. Inhale. 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 Ha. And last time. Ha. Shake it out. Shake out your hands, your legs, your head. Excellent job, everyone. Round of applause for yourself. So, you're almost done. If you are interested at all in de-stressing this year, there is a stress-free initiative that the district is doing, and I invite you to go to this website. I created a website with a whole bunch of stuff for you to use with your students or yourselves. You can do Dr. Melissa's TED Talk and watch that. You can do things when you're feeling anxious or angry, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a great song that is supposed to be really healing and for stress relief, and it's been proven to de-stress. So, when you use these practices for yourself, you're going to notice a big change. And then maybe even, you might want to start doing it a little more, maybe with a group. And the group, we're going to have PD classes. And the PD classes, too bad, I can't change it. Are going to be once a month. So starting November 16th, it's a Friday or a Thursday back and forth. It's going to be in Churchill at 402, room 402, and you can sign up today after all of the presentations. So I hope you join us over there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you can practice more of this stuff. Yeah, 2 times, 2:30 or 3:45. Namaste.